A critical examination of the Todd Standing Sylvanic video subjects. No ownership to the videos and photographs presented within are made by the authors. All visual media purported to depict Sasquatch creatures remain the sole property of Todd Standing and the Sylvanic projects. Copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use, for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. This document exists to articulate the features that the authors have observed in the videos and still imagery associated with Mr. Todd Standing's purported Bigfoot videos numbered 4 and 5. The intention is to share the reasons why we have independently concluded that Mr. Standing's videos show human contrivances and not living creatures. As a general rule, purported Sasquatch photography and video tends to be blurry and indistinct. Often the only reason it is labeled as possibly Sasquatch in origin is because it is too indistinct to definitively identify as human or not. In most of these cases it is difficult to make a definitive determination regarding the authenticity of the subject matter because there isn't enough information in the imagery. The Standing videos are something else. Even with access only to the low-resolution version so far shared publicly by Mr. Standing, the Sylvanic, Standing videos and pictures are of such strict clarity and quality that it is possible to observe diagnostically important details and draw solid conclusions without the usual mud of pixelation or lack of focus. That said, it does not appear that the full, unedited videos have yet been made available to the public. So in this document we are working with what we have. There are some still images obtained from Todd Standing's websites for the purposes of analysis that do not appear to correspond to any of the numerous video clips so far released, but we have grouped them all here for analysis under the subjects of videos 4 and 5. Mr. Standing may wish to clarify which are video still and which are still photographs. For the sake of this document, we are treating them as video evidence for objective analysis. If Mr. Standing wishes to provide higher resolution material or original files to us or for independent experts to evaluate for the sake of scientific verification, we would be thrilled. Examination of the eyes and eyelids. Compare the eyes of video 4 subject with those of apes, humans and a toy chimpanzee. The anatomy of the video 4 subject's eyelids is exceedingly simple and uniform, having more in common with a toy than a living animal, suggestive of a sculpture rather than real anatomy. The eyes of the video 4 subject never move. In all the still images and video they seem to stare blankly in the same straight-ahead direction. They do not dart, shift focus, or change the direction of gaze in reaction to their environment, the subject's attention or any other stimulus. They stare dully ahead, even as the animal moves. In animals with mobile eyeballs a turn of the head is predicted by a change in eye direction, leading the turn or shift. If the animal is focused on something then the eyes will remain focused on that subject while the head or body moves. But in the case of the video 4 subject the eye position is locked to the head position, an unnatural state that does not correlate with genuine animal behavior but matches what would be expected to be seen in eyes glued permanently into position on a prop. The pupils of the video 4 subject do not appear to dilate or contract at any point in the video or any of the still images, even when shadows fall across them, but is consistent with glass eyes used in taxidermy and practical creature effects. The eyelids of the video 4 subject never blink or squint. In fact, they never demonstrate any flicker of movement or life at all. If the subject were a real animal some reaction or change would be expected. The eyes themselves look very much like commercially available taxidermy eyes and do not show any organic structures such as veining or color variation. The reflection is dull and lifeless, like those of the toy rather than those of living apes or human. The wink featured in video 5 offers some of the most conclusive evidence that the video does not show a real animal. The reason for this involves the mechanics of the wink, which do not correspond to those of living primates. When a human or non-human ape blinks, both lower and upper eyelids shift to varying degrees to effect a brief covering of the eyeball. The brow is usually only involved in a blink when a frown occurs or if the subject is squinting, which uses different muscles that in turn change the expression of the face, with tension occurring beyond the brow region, including on the cheek, bridge of the nose and forehead. Furrowing the brow does not result in an occlusion of the eyeball. In video 5, the wink observed is unusual and seemingly in conflict with the underlying muscular anatomy of apes and humans. The remainder of the face is completely rigid. No tension is observable in the cheek, forehead, bridge of the nose or lower eyelid. The remainder of the face is utterly and unnaturally passive, as if there were no muscle connection between these features. Even if it were possible for a human or non-human ape's orbit to collapse under some hitherto undescribed muscle and bone articulation, there should be some contraction visible in the forehead, cheek or bridge of the nose. In video 5 there is nothing. Only an unnatural crushing of the brow to partially cover the eyeball. While not something that can be replicated on the human or ape face, the strange brow blink action would be what might be expected to be seen if the subject were a prop and